Robert, we're going to start off with you. Let's talk a little bit about the Prodigal Dad and where the whole idea came from.
The whole idea came when my wife went overseas on a trip, and I had this nightmare that some of my students, I was living in a house with them, and so I woke up, and that just kind of started the whole idea.
Now, you come across Brad and decide to bring him into the film. Why did you choose him?
Because he's amazing and handsome, and he smells.
Obviously.
Yeah, he's good sniffing. So, no, he's amazing. We're just so happy to work with him. Yeah.
Now, I got to say, Brad, you're originally from Winnipeg, which gives you bonus marks in my books.
Excellent. Are you also from Winnipeg?
Most recently, yeah, it's where I call home. What made you make the move to BC?
I made the move to BC in bits. I left Winnipeg about 25 or 6 years ago and went to Banff for 5 years to, turns out, just have fun.
Okay.
And then this acting was something that I'd always wanted to do, and it never really. When I was in Winnipeg, there was no options there for it at the time. There was no school really. I took theater at University of Winnipeg, and it took me a long time to realize, I can go to somewhere where this stuff does happen. And so I just picked up and moved out here, and it's been 22 years, I guess, now. And it's been slow and steady, but always sort of moving forward, and I can't do anything else, so I'm stuck here.
It seems like it has been always steady for you, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough career path, but it's when it's enjoyable, it's really enjoyable, and when it's not really that bad. Yeah.
Now, when you saw the script and read your part as George, what made you want to jump into it? Why this role?
Talking to Rob and just his enthusiasm for the project, I knew some of the people that were going to be helping out as well. And it was the first time anybody had offered me something where I was playing a parent or playing someone that was actually my age. And that was because I've never really done that in anything. So the challenge of that, and to have that experience was kind of the most important thing. Was wow, I get to play a grown-up like an adult with kids and explore that, and so that opportunity was fantastic.
Now, you used a line in there just after the movie ended, actually, that really struck me, and it's about the imagination and how you get into character. Can you tell my viewers that analogy?
Yeah, well, I do some teaching of acting as well, and I always tell people, if you want to see great acting, watch a 4-year-old little girl have a tea party with nobody there. It's incredible, and it's so real to them. And I have a niece, and watching her have conversations with invisible people, and it just reminds you that that's all acting really is just that you watch a 4-year-old, the commitment to that imaginary situation is full. There's no little voice in their head going, "Oh, you look ridiculous right now," or "Oh, you're not doing it very well." And I think there's very many different ways to get to that place of imagination. There's no one way to study or do acting. It's different for everybody who does it. But for me, it's that ability to just play and just make believe and imagine. That's the fun. That's why it's fun.
And you've obviously always had that in you, and that's why you followed your dream out here. Now, Rob, you've worked on a ton of shorts. This is your feature directorial debut, is that right?
Yes.
What made you decide to go feature?
It's just something that I always wanted to do. It's always been my favorite form of cinema. I like TV series and I like shorts, but my heart's always been in features, and I just like going on a journey with a character over 90 minutes to 2 hours, something like that. And I think when you come out of that experience, it can be life-changing. It has been for me in the past, so that's what always gets me excited about it.
So the world premiere just happened at the Whistler Film Festival. Obviously there's numerous steps from here on out, but where would you ultimately like to see The Prodigal Dad go?
Well, as far as it can, I guess, to as big of an audience as possible. That's really been the goal for the film. Like to find I hope it connects with people. That's really the idea of making it is that if these are things that I thought about and I'm sure other people must have too. So, I think that's one of the cool things about film is it does connect people. So the more people we get to, that's really that's the goal for the film, however we manage to do that. So this is the first step of many steps, and we'll see where the film ends up.
Talking about that connection, you just touched on it a little bit in the theater itself. My viewers didn't get to see that, but there was a question in the audience where they asked about the whole #MeToo that's going on right now. Obviously, that's always been there. It just hasn't been talked about. So what made you make that bold statement to do it in the movie before it even came to light?
It's just something that was always, I think it's always been there and people haven't talked about it. And it's just, one of my things I do for a living is I teach filmmaking to people in their 20s and stuff. And in that role, as a teacher, I think I've always felt the ultimate betrayal is to take advantage of a student in some way, exploiting them or what have you. And I think that's where it originated. It's just something that I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a lot of friends that are women, and it's just time to talk about it. And I guess maybe this was the opportunity for me to start sharing that story.
And it sent out a great message. It's going to continue to send out that message. It was nice to see not only the main actress stick up for her character, stick up for herself, but for the dad to come through in that role and just stand behind her.
Yeah,
what did that mean to you?
I really like that scene. I like that scene was about... he has the moment where she stops him, and it's about her taking her power. It's not... be it a father, a brother, a boyfriend, whatever. It's not a man sticking up for her. It's a woman taking her power and being like, no, I got this. And I think it's a great scene for that.
Yeah, because it does have that female empowerment, but then it's got that
support.
It's got the support behind it, which is so nice to see.
Yeah.
It was really enjoyable. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
I have one more question that I ask each of my guests.
Okay.
It's actually about your socks.
Okay.
I think that socks tell a lot about a person, and I would love to know what type of socks you wear.
In general?
How about right now?
Right now I have on a higher black sock because I'm wearing high boots that I'm not super used to.
Okay.
So I'm just protecting my calf.
Make sure there's no blisters.
But normally I have like an ankle thing. I'm not a fan of socks.
Okay.
And as a man, when you get older, you start to lose the hair on your legs.
Right.
And it's terrifying, and it's because of socks.
You know what? I have to ask because I noticed in the first scene of the movie when you're hiking, are you not wearing any socks?
I'm wearing like little ankle socks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're there
They're there.
to protect you,
Yes.
but you're not a fan.
No.
All right. How about you?
I like a sock that has a light cotton structure, generally black in pigment, just in case I need to go on any stealth missions of any kind. I always feel it's the best camouflage. And I also like the way that they just kind of nestle my toes in the fabric. So generally a light cotton weave, but always black if possible.
It's important for that comfort. And
Super
obviously
important. Socks
that's
are very
why,
important.
right? That's
Yeah.
why you guys work well together.
Exactly.
I like it.
I understand
Thanks. That's right. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cheers.
You're welcome.